Materials supplied by Microsoft Corporation may be used for internal review, analysis, or research only. Any editing, reproduction, publication, rebroadcast, public showing, internet, or public display is forbidden and may violate copyright law.
Good morning. So many thanks to Fan for the kind introductions. Okay, so I'll talk about how to design long-term usage in behavior sensing and feedback apps. Okay, so why long-term usage is important for behavior sensing and feedback? Okay, because human behavior in nature is long-term. For example, eating, exercising, shopping. These are the activities that we may do every day over, years after years. And also, like alcohol and substance abuse for, drug addicts or alcoholic addicts. So this will be one application that, I like to emphasize on later. Okay, so we really want to do long-term behavior sensing, right? Because with the long-term observation data, we can extract meaningful behavior trend and patterns. And also, for our feedback, based on the data we collect from the users, we want to provide feedback that can motivate kind of the steady and gradual behavior improvements that can sustain, over a long period of time, and not something that, comes fast, but also goes away fast. So how do we motivate people to continuously use these type of behavior sensing and feedback apps over a long period of times? And designing this kind of application stickiness is very challenging. Okay, so I'd like to give a disclaimer. I don't have any good results. I'm not offering any design guidelines at this point, but I'll just tell you what we have done and what we're testing. So first of all, I will give you two examples of my previous research that do not work over a long period of time. Okay, so the first one we have done is something called the playful toothbrush. So the goal is to encourage kids to do proper and thorough brushing. Okay, so on the sensing side, we have this vision system. So you can see we use a camera here. Okay, and then we also have a marker that's attached to the end of the child's toothbrush, and we can detect which part of the teeth the child is brushing. And we also have a feedback game. I'm going to play this video so you can see exactly what it is. Okay, so this is my daughter when she was 5 years old, and all the daughters, all the kids, they love to eat candies, right? And her mom forced her to brush at night. But kids, they get sleepy at night, so they only brush 3 or 5 times, and then they call it done, right? And obviously then she will end up in a dentist clinic, and it's a horrible experience for the kids to hear all the drilling sounds. Okay, so we designed this game. You can see that inside the rows is a camera. Okay, and you can see that at the end of the child's toothbrush, it's LED pattern markers. So basically, the camera is looking at the LED pattern markers. It has 4 faces. Each face has a different patterns. Okay. And so we designed a game. So at the start of the game, the child's teeth is full with cavities. So while the child is brushing her part of the teeth, that part of the cavities will fall off. Okay. And we also use sound, right? So the dentist said that you're supposed to brush it 7 times in each area. So we use do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. You can see that there are numberings. The numbers are actually important, right? You want the child to brush a particular order. Okay, so the child will remember that order. So even if you remove this game, the child will hopefully will have some muscle memories. Okay. Okay, so I'll talk about the second applications that does not work over a long time. Okay, so this application is called the Mug Force. So the goal is actually encourage people to drink healthy amount of waters. Many of us, we work in the office and sometimes we forget to drink. Okay, so they say that by the time your tongue feels dry, your body is already dehydrated. So what we do is we use a mobile phone that you can attach to your drinking bottles, okay, and we use two sensors. The first one is the accelerometer, so we're detecting this drinking motions, right? So after the user put the cup back on the tables, we trigger the camera located on the back of the phones. We'll take a shot into the mug, and then we can detect the water level. So when the water level drops, we can infer the amount of water the user has consumed. Okay, and then we have prototyped this game, which I will also show you in the video. So this game has a tree. Okay, so you can see the tree here. So if you don't drink enough water, we use a metaphor design, then the tree will lose its leaf, right? And you can also see other players, how well other players are drinking their waters, and you can send a loving heart reminders to remind them to drink water. Okay, so let me get this video playing. Okay, so this is one of my grad students who's working very hard, and he forgot to drink water. So you can see that the tree will, slowly lose its leaf. Okay, and this is a good reminder. This is something called ambient display, right? It reminds the user, oh, it's time to replenish the tree or replenish my own body. Okay. So now the leaves will grow back. Okay. So what we're showing here is a single user game. So, okay, so now it's showing you the sensing part. You can see that at the backside of the bottle, we put pattern markers. This is to make it easier to detect the water level. So what we found is, like in Taiwan, many people like to drink warm water, and warm water will create vapors. So camera cannot take a very clear shot. So we need to have the black markers to help us. Okay. Okay, and this is the multi-user games. To play these games, the user first has to drink enough water to earn a credit. Okay, and then this credit is a loving heart credit, and he can send it to a friend, right? So you can see that two guys, they are really enjoy playing this heart-giving games. So he's really happy. Somebody really cares about him. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so let me just continue. Okay, so let's go back to this question. So why these two game kind of persuasive apps do not work over a long period of time? Okay, so the reason is novelty effects, right? So what is novelty effects? We can illustrate using this curve. So on the x-axis is over time, and on the y-axis is the user's interests and motivations. Okay, so for the first couple of times, the user thinks, oh, this game is novel, is really interesting, right? But how about but after the second weeks or after a month, this game then becomes repetitive, becomes boring. So the user's interests and motivations will then just wears off, right? Okay, so now we want to, the questions that we're trying to address in this talk is long-term usage. Okay, so we're trying something different, and this application is called the sober diary. So we're targeting, we're trying to assist alcoholic recoveries using mobile phone. So this is, on the sensing part, this is what we did is we create a Bluetooth, this is a breath analyzer. Okay, so this orange device. So this is a straw, so basically the user will just blow into it, right? And there's an alcohol air sensor that will sense the alcohol levels, okay, in the user's breath, okay, and then it will then send it to your mobile phone. And this is a screenshot of the mobile phones. So make sure that the user doesn't cheat, right? So we will, turn on the cameras, observing the user taking this test. And we also have marker. You can see this is the eyes, the nose. We will make sure we capture the user's face, okay, and the device. So it also has a rechargeable batteries, and this device will basically last a week. Okay, so I will show, this is a promotional videos we made to recruit users. Okay, it's all in Mandarin. Okay, so I will try to verbally annotate. Okay.
饮酒过量
Okay.
会让个人精神状况
Okay. Basically, it's saying that if you drink too much, you will suffer memory
或是
problems,
脾气
and you also have bad temperaments. Okay.
而对生活
And
家
this
庭带来
will
危害
cause disasters in your workplace as well
对
as
一个酒
to
精
your
依赖病患
families. So
会寻求
for
酒精
serious
治疗
alcohol
来戒除
addicts,
酒
they
瘾
need to go see
然而病
physicians,
患在
right?
出院门诊
So,
追踪期间
Okay, so our target subjects are patients who leave the rehab centers to help them, maintain sober. Okay.
很容易因为生活中的
Okay.
环境诱因
However, so when they meet friends, or when they have pressures, they may go back to drinking again. Okay, so
最终甚至放弃回诊
eventually
只
they
治疗
will
前功尽弃
give up the treatments, and that's bad. And we're trying to help
台湾大
that
学、中
situation.
研院以及台北市立联合医院开发了一个智慧型手机支援系统，在手机安装戒酒小帮手之后，只需要带着轻便
So
的
this
酒
is
测
the
就可以帮
the
助
breath
病患
analyzer
自我管理
device.
出院后的生活，达到戒酒的最终目的。
So you can basically
病
use
患可以
it
在任意时候进行酒测。
any time to take breathing test. Okay. So after each breathing test, we have a small questionnaires. So we're also trying to understand the user's mood, his alcohol craving levels, and whether he wants to share his locations. Okay, so the UI I will go through very quickly in the videos, but I will give a little bit more explanations later.
透过戒酒小帮手的酒测整理资料，
Okay, so this is a weekly summary of the test results, and this is a monthly.
随时提醒自己是否又开始喝酒。
Okay, and we also do some social ranking, so you can rank your own behaviors against, a group of other addicts who are trying to quit.
透过故事的呈现，
So
与朋友
we also build in a storytelling tools.
以及阶段目标
Okay, and I will describe that tool
参
later.
考无名戒酒会所提供戒瘾12步骤，借由图像记忆的线索，来回忆之前治疗所学会的戒瘾处理方式。在每个戒酒的阶段，同时以图表的方式呈现每天的酒测表现、心情以及渴饮。查看戒酒结果的同时，可以及时
So
记录
the
或
user
分享
can
当
also
下的
record,
点滴。
his feelings and some encouragement for
最后
himself.
也可以
Save it
重
for
复聆
later,
听，
to
提醒
play
自己
later.
戒酒。未来研究团队计划
Okay,
将
I'll
应用
just-
戒酒小
Let's go back to. Okay, so just a very brief explanation on the interface, right? So this is the main page, and this is the user's most recent input mood levels, his craving levels here, and this is his BRAC values. Okay, and then he can just scroll around to see the weekly chart, the monthly chart. So the orange dot is when the user failed the test. And the blue one is pass the test, and this gray one is miss the test. Okay, miss the test is also bad. Okay, so the next interface, and so this is a small questionnaires we ask the user to fill out. And these are the visualizations, okay? So the user can kind of see his mood swing over a week or a month, his alcohol craving levels, and the test results. So the important part is, once you overlay these three charts, then this is kind of like a self-understanding tool, right? Under what condition will lead me to start drinking again? Maybe when I'm depressed, I would be more likely to drink, or when I feel sad, or when I have a large mood swings. Okay, so this is another tools that we're building in. It's called the storytelling tools. So basically, we took the so in the U.S. there's a alcohol anonymous program. It's called the AA, okay, and it has the 12-step programs to quit drinking. Okay, so basically we draw each steps into a story page illustrations. Okay, and so we're trying to visualize the patient's struggle with alcohols. We're trying to visualize that progress. Okay, so for example, this page may say that, some encouragement. I'm eager to take this path to stop drinking. I'm going to treasure every day, believe that I will feel more positive every day. Okay, so whenever the user passes an alcoholic test, we still have a small games that it will color this page. Okay, so this is the page completion ratios. Okay, so my time is going out. Okay, so I guess my point is, is to bring value out of the data to the users. Okay, so the longer the data you have collected, the higher values you have. Okay, and we really want to turn data into useful, stop drinking tools, such as the storytelling and this self-understanding tools. Okay, so. Okay, I'm kind of out. So if the design feedback does not work, there's always a hardware alternative to this. So one example is like the smart tooth, right? You can do wearable sensing, or you can do implantable sensing. Wearable sensing is like once you wear the sensor, you forget it. The user will forget it, so you can do long-term collections. Implantable, this is another thing. Once you implant it, it's a permanent or long-term sensor installations. So I won't. My time is up, so I won't talk. So this is a smart tooth that we built. You can kind of detect different kind of oral activity. You can detect eating activity, talking activities. So, okay. So just I will leave the Q&A to the end. Yeah. So that's.